Hey, welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. Well, this is a continuation of the 5 o'clock couldn't stay in bed video that I did this morning, showing you how I was planning on making a small piece of furniture. So, just to recap, let me get the camera straight. Just to recap for those who perhaps didn't see that, I wanted to show the creative process of producing a small piece of furniture. This is not Chippendale, okay? And somebody did educate me on the fact that Chippendale, well, I mentioned it. I always think of Chippendale as being fine furniture, but it wasn't only just fine, it wasn't only furniture. But anyway, he made, the name means perfect stuff, which this is not. This is all made out of what they call block ply here. I think that's what I call it, and they call it something plyboard. They call it plyboard, and what it is it's pieces of wood that are all patched in together and then sandwiched between two thin pieces of plywood, which you can see perhaps better there. Right, so it's actually a lot cheaper than buying a piece of marine ply, so I go along with that, and for furniture it's good. It's not really what you would call stain quality in my mind, but then I tend to be painting things, so it works fine for me, and the price is much better. This costs 1,000 pesos, 1,080 pesos, so I think that that's a good deal. Now, just to show you the drawing again. Right, so there we are. There's our little drawing, our little thumbnail sketch. But as you can see, all of the measurements are there. Now I've had to change some of the measurements because in a blinding revelation I realized that I wouldn't be able to get this up the stairs if I kept it at 24 inches wide. So I rushed in, checked on the measurements for that narrow doorway into our bedroom, and came back with a sigh of relief and cut the measurement down so that it would get through the door. So there's a little piece of furniture, and as I described, it's basically a box. And furniture tends to go, well, almost everything, well, not almost, everything falls into basic shapes of spheres, rectangles, squares, boxes, all of the, and cylinders. They all tend to be found in every piece of furniture. So we're looking at what I've done. I wanted to keep it down as much as I can. The weight, it's still not that heavy. I can still lift that up with one hand. Right, so I built my basic box, and these pieces at the end are there for a purpose. This and this. This of course is an extra support for the fact that it's a seat. But on the edge here, this is where the lid will come down. I'm going to get a silly piece of wood here. This represents the seat, right? And I want it to be able to lift. So I want it to be supported a little bit more on that edge. So I will be leaving a space there which will be covered by the lid, or the base of the seat, but that's the lid of the storage box. Okay, so that's the idea on that piece there, and I haven't decided whether I'll make the lid or the seat in one piece, probably ideally in one piece, but if it goes into two pieces, then there's enough here to be able to support both lids, and it's a strength brace between the front and the back. Now this is what I do. It's important to get things square, so once you've got things square, these corner braces which I put in are something that I put in. Once again, it's not Chippendale. So I've got that. Now when you see, Now this piece of furniture doesn't need a bottom because it's already going onto an established base, which was the reason that I did that. So we've got the corner braces. Now once the piece is in its position, it's not going to be moved about. There's no space in the bedroom for that, so it's never going to be repositioned. So these corner braces, that you can shoot a nail into that or a screw and you can fix it to the base. Then you don't have this hassle of the piece moving about, and it's much more secure. And if it's a storage space, which is what this is, then you don't want it moving about, because as it has no as you can see, as it has no bottom, then it would not keep contained everything that you put inside it. So this is it. Look at it. It really is very simple. It's a very simple construction. So I said you can have the idea, and then you can move on and do the drawing. As you can see there, built. I've done a very, very simple drawing there for the cabinet work that's going to go in. But this little drawing here is more detailed, and you can see that I've done an exploratory drawing there for how I'm going to anchor the side pieces into the main box. And that's a problem that has to be solved, and it would start here and it will go up. Now the way that I'm going to do that, which I'll show you in another video, is I'll take a piece of 1/8 ply, or 1/4 is what they say it is here. I'll take that piece of 1/8 ply because it's easier to use, it's cheaper, so you're not going to waste it. So here's my piece of ply. I'll cut me a chunk of ply. I'll actually tack it temporarily to the side here, so I'll put a square up here, which I'll be able to do a drawing on. Now the reason I would actually attach it to the piece itself is because you actually get to see how it would look when it's on the piece. So I'll put it onto there, and then I'll use that to draw the shape that I want for this little detail here, which that detail is everything that makes this piece special. Because once those pieces are in and they're curling up a little bit like a harp, like this, they're curling, have to make 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're going to have slats, and the slats will be made up of 1 inch. Now anybody who's ever built a canoe will know. My friend in Fort Myers used to build boats, and is quite a recognized wildlife expert now. So that's my work in progress. That will show you the basic things, and I was hoping to be able to demonstrate for as much as I know. I'm self-taught, made from observations about seeing how other people have made stuff, and I graduated to having my own workshop studio. I have an aptitude for woodwork, it has to be said. In case you think I'm bragging, I don't have any aptitude for electrics, and I stay away from it. This morning the first thing I did was I went in to see James, who's working in the house, and this thing had jammed, and for some reason this wouldn't release. You can see it's releasing, but the rest of it that should come away very easily, because nails jamming is a common thing and not a huge fault with a piece of equipment. This is a beautiful piece of equipment and has cut down the time that it would take me to put all of this together in just I don't know, a quarter of the time that it would take me with nails or screws. Even with a screw gun, it would have taken me such a long time. If you look, all of these, they're all glued intact and nice tight fits, and they don't take any time at all with a nail gun. So thanks for looking in. I hope that you find this educational and make you feel a little bit better about doing some project yourself. You don't have to be a time-served wood craftsman. If you have an aptitude for it, you'll soon find it. So I wish you luck on that. Look forward to being with you on the next stage of building this little cabinet. Thanks a lot. Bye for now.